Well, the main question that they put forth is about Christianity, and they have questions about prophecy, because most people read the prophecies in the Book of Remembrance, the so-called Old Testament, but they don't understand them. They don't know how to connect them historically with historical fulfillment all the way to this day, and that's one of the main purposes of YHWH Our Righteousness, is to bring forth the understanding of these prophecies and show their historical connection and historical fulfillment. Because once you do this, that substantiates the validity of prophecies in the Book of Remembrance, and substantiates the existence of YHWH as the Creator, because He said these things through His prophets, like it says in was it Amos 3:7? You know, Yahweh does nothing unless He reveals it through His prophets. So again, that's one of the main purposes of YHWH Our Righteousness. And the people, a lot of times when they call, and they call from all over the country, that they see these pieces on the YouTube, and it says it's so enlightening to them because they haven't had anybody that can explain these things the way we explain it here at YHWH Our Righteousness. Now, we've talked on previous pieces that we've done, and I want to bring in hopefully more clarity in the fact that when we talk about how silver and gold is not going to save you, and I pointed out in chapter 7 verse 19, Ezekiel, how our forefathers had much silver and gold, but Yah said it was the stumbling block of their iniquity because they put their faith in it. Silver and gold cannot save you. Wisdom and understanding is the stability of these times, like we mentioned previously in chapter 33 Isaiah. But the main thing I want to get across is unless we change the dominion, the rulers who rule over us, because you can get a 10-flat building full of silver and gold, but if you don't change the dominion, the people who rule over us, who create the pricing of all products, of everything that we need every day in our daily lives, okay? We just like flour just went quadruple, rice went quadruple or quintuple in price. The gas is over $4 a gallon, and it's probably going to be at $5 before the end of the year. A barrel of oil is over $130 a barrel now. Here, 37 years ago, a barrel of oil was $1.19. So we can see the inflationary tactics of our rulers, and the devaluation of this Federal Reserve note, or these paper dollars, or any kind of paper. You know, it doesn't make any difference what kind of paper that you're based in. All paper can be inflated and deflated at our ruler's will. So therefore, we have to change the dominion. We have to change the powers that rule over us. And the only way we can do that, we must turn to YHWH Our Righteousness, the Creator. And in doing so, and this is prophesied in Deuteronomy chapter 30, the first 7 verses, you know, because you have some of us who want to blame Caucasians for our problems. We want to say they're the reasons why all these things has happened to us. And Caucasians are not our problems. We are our own problems from, again, for a lack of knowledge, a lack of understanding, because basically we've been dealing from the standpoint of emotions, hate and love, and we have to put those two emotional things in their proper perspective, and we have to supersede that and raise the bar to its highest level, which is understanding. And once you channel into YHWH, once you plug into Him and start reading that Book of Remembrance, Genesis through Malachi, and you start finding out, and this is not only for Israel, to find out who they are, so-called African Americans and so-called black people, wherever we are in the world. This is also for any and everybody in the world, okay, whether you're European or whomever, Shemite, Hamite, Yephite, whatever, okay, if you seek salvation. And the answers are in that Book of Remembrance. Now, once you plug into Yah and start submitting to His will, which must be done to get understanding of this book. And you must be totally free from all forms of idolatry. And once you free yourself from all forms of idolatry, no matter what it is, whether it's the Christian idolatry, the Islamic idolatry, the Judaist idolatry, Buddhism, Hinduism, Scientology, or just putting your faith in silver and gold, hard currency, or platinum, or diamonds, or whatever that's idolatrous, then once you do that, now you allow the Creator to fill you with His Spirit. The more you submit to Him, the more moves, more steps you take toward Him, the more steps and moves He takes towards you. Because every aspect of Yah is holy. So therefore, once you start to clean yourself up internally, inward, outward, okay? Stop eating unclean things. Stop doing unclean things. Stop doing your best to think unclean thoughts. Then you allow the Creator through His Holy Spirit to come inside you and to illuminate you and to remove the darkness inside of you, inside your mind, and then you can start to see clearly and understand. And this will happen. But one must do, like it says in chapter 20 Ezekiel, if you're doing the way of Yah of hosts, then you're living it. It's not a belief. It's not a something that just to idolize in the sense of you read it but don't do it. You have to do it. You have to incorporate these moves into your everyday existence. And once you do that, then you're walking in the path of holiness. Not that I'm holy or anybody can be holy in this world today, because the only thing holy we have is this book. Now you'll have people who will say, well, the book's been tampered with. Yeah, it has been tampered with, but like it says in chapter 50 and 51 Isaiah, Yah said His righteousness shall not be abolished. That book is the only thing that's holy, because Yah's words are holy and they're still being fulfilled to this day. Like I said, if you study the book and you submit to the will of Yah, okay, like it says in Deuteronomy chapter 30, once we return to Yah in the land of our captivity, submitted to His will and obey that law, okay, it says same thing similar in Leviticus chapter 26, that's when Yah will remember the covenant that He made with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the nation of Israel, okay? The seed of David and his seed, and Zadok and his seed, and the whites, the priesthood. He will remember those covenants, and then He will turn our captivity and bring us out of this horrendous, satanic, demonic existence that we've been living in now for over 2,500 years. The earth is steeped in it. And remember and understand this, the Gentiles, okay, many of them know who we are, but they can't tell us who we are. It's not prophesied that they would tell us. We have to tell them. That way they know that they have not been deceived once we raise up and tell them. Also, they understand that their salvation is through us. But again, it says in the book of Isaiah, in chapter 60, the Gentiles shall come to the brightness of thy rising, talking about the arm of Yah, and talking specifically about Yah righteousness. So we have to bring Yah into focus. Now again, we bring Him into focus to the people of the earth.